Welcome back everyone to the Working Class Revolt, and today I want to talk about the Prime Minister, the Labour Party leader, Keir Starmer. And Keir Starmer has found himself in a lot of hot water, hasn't he? Because Keir Starmer, it turns out, has claimed in free gifts more than £100,000 since becoming Labour leader, with the majority of that coming shortly before the election. And that means that private entities have been buying the Prime Minister off, knowing that he was going to win the election. So let's have a look at some of these free gifts that come to £100,000. Well, we have in nearly a quarter £20,000 in accommodation. We have £16,000 in clothing, and that includes his dresses to his wife, who apparently didn't realise how many she would need with all the functions she'd have to go to. She didn't have enough on these salaries that they're on. £16,000 in clothing. He got a pair of sunglasses given to him worth £2,400. He's had tickets to Taylor Swift. He's had £4,000 worth of tickets for the Premier League. He took a 4-day Welsh holiday in Anglesey, I believe. And the list goes on and on. Now, I will say, things like tickets to Taylor Swift and the football, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think the Prime Minister is going to get invited to stuff and he's not going to be expected to pay a ticket. But where I have a problem with is private companies giving him gifts before he becomes the Prime Minister. Because what it seems to me is it's lobbying. It's a way of buying favours off the guy who's going to be the most powerful man in the country. And what I question more is the intelligence of Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer's always come across as quite an intelligent man. He was the head of the CPS. He made the Labour Party electable. Yes, he made more, in my opinion, more liars and crooks and people who will tell you absolutely anything, but that's politics. He made them more electable. So what was he thinking when he was taking all these gifts? Did Keir Starmer not realise that this would be public knowledge? Maybe he has somebody who declares it for him. He don't actually do it himself and just thought, hey, this is great. As Prime Minister, I'm going to get all these free gifts. Because it looks like a rabbit in the headlights when he's asked about this. He talks about how people will respect him more for doing it. And then he goes on to try and talk and justify why he did it to save the taxpayer money. And he really does seem clueless. It doesn't look like he's intentionally done anything wrong. He looks like he really believes he's done nothing wrong. And that really does bring into question, is Keir Starmer actually in charge of the government? Now, we see a lot of his top aides and a lot of his friends in the Labour Party, very senior MPs and cabinet ministers, who look lost when they're asked about it and they can't defend him. A couple of them actually said when questioned, I can't defend that, because they're lost. They can't understand how Keir Starmer, the man who hounded and attacked Boris Johnson over spending so much, having his home decorated when Prime Minister, and rightly so, Keir Starmer was making some good points, would now go and actually spend or be given more money's worth in gifts than any other Prime Minister in history. And I think this is the worst start to any Prime Minister, maybe not as bad as Liz Truss, but any Prime Minister who's won an election, it's definitely the worst start. And the questions are now mounting up, will Keir Starmer last as Labour leader? And if he doesn't last as Labour leader and Prime Minister, please comment and let me know who you think will take over from Keir Starmer. And please let me know in the comment section, do you think this is really bad? Or do you think I'm overreacting and so have a lot of other people? Like I said, in my opinion, it's exactly the same as what we see in the United States of America. It's politicians being bought off for favours further down the line. But thank you all for listening and watching. And please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.